Now Jonah was a real fisherman. I've never caught a fish from the inside. Not saying that I won't before it's all over, but I'm not yet. I had one that its head was big enough that it could have swallowed a 5-gallon bucket, and Brother Dan Ray called it a hog and wanted to shoot him. You remember, you know.
Yeah.
Jonah.
Oh.
Chapter 1. And right here. Now, I want to make this statement. Let this statement stick with you. And I've said it. I think we've all said it. And guess what? I was wrong. We say that Jonah ran from God.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong. Jonah didn't run from God. He ran from the calling of God.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we say someone's running from God and they're really not running from God. They're just running from the call of God on their life.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a difference. He never ran from God. He ran from the call. And a lot of people that I know, and you do too, when God calls, they let it go to voicemail because they don't want to hear what He got to say.
Mm-hmm.
Don't pick it up. God's calling. Don't pick it up. Now watch. Jonah chapter 1. We'll start at verse 3. But Jonah rose up to flee to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord, and went down to Joppa, where he found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare of and went down into it to go with them to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. But the Lord sent a great wind into the sea, and there was a mighty tempest, which is a storm, in the sea, so that the ship was like to be broken. Then the mariners were afraid and cried every man unto his God, and cast forth their wares that were in the ship into the sea to lighten it of them. But Jonah was gone down into the sides of the ship, and he lay, and he was fast asleep. So the shipmaster came to him and said, What meanest thou, O sleeper? Arise, call upon thy God, if so be that God will think upon us, that we perish not. Now, the mariners, Jonah was in the bottom of this ship asleep. Now, and a storm came, and he slept. I'll tell you what, me and April, we slept through a storm one time, woke up, we couldn't hardly get out of the house because there's trees on the porch. We didn't even know it even rained.
Wow.
We slept through this storm.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and so Jonah was sleeping through this storm.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody up there was going through all this crazy stuff. They was going, you think the Bible, what we just read said that the likely that the ship would be broken.
Mm-hmm.
So they was going through some serious storm. And guess what? They knew they had a problem. And it's